The Observer would like to advise that the following video comes with a trigger warning. The content in this video is of a sensitive nature, so please beware that the topic of this video may trigger you. The Observer recommends that you consider your own mental health before you watch this video.
That I can't be with him, that I can't track the plane with him. My daughter's written to me and said, I miss you. My daughter's written to me and said, I miss you. And she's been lied to over and over and over again. Yes, I know, Rob. So here's my message. 18 months ago, Superintendent Michaela Kerr said, we treat all victims of domestic abuse equally. That's right. You treat us all like crap. All of you. And you will be held to account. You will be held to account. But our message to you is to obey the law. And you will be held to account. For my children and for everyone else's children here, you will be held to account. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
Right now. Right now. Come on. So if now come, they're just going to wrap up my
I
darling.
just want to say thank you to everybody that showed up. Thank you to everybody that's watching at home and is going to be watching at home. Thank you to all the live streamers that have turned up today. Thank you to all the victims that have shared their stories. Like I said, the purpose of this event was to give victims, well, help amplify their voices, but also amplify my own. Over 44 months later, Greater Manchester Police are actively protecting sex offenders. Andy Burnham and the IOPC are in cahoots with GMP in protecting sex offenders. Over 4.5 hours worth of footage is missing, and in my honest opinion, it's because they're guilty. And I think anybody that doesn't see that Greater Manchester Police are guilty, after hearing from officers, I mean, I've got former Greater Manchester Police officers backing me. I've even got current GMP officers backing me, but they're too scared to speak out in case they're retaliated against. I know GMP watched this, and I used to say it to them and they used to laugh at me. 2021, I said to you, I will get this for this. I might not have got your officers, but I've publicly humiliated you, and I'm going to continue to do so. I promise you, I'll be back here. I'll be back here with an even bigger crowd, and I will be naming and shaming every single one. And I just want to emphasise as well, my custody records, 50% of the names on my custody records are redacted. I only know the name of half the officers on my custody records, and I believe the reason that they've redacted half the names because that shows who abused me. You know, they know that I'm telling the truth. That's why they won't give that footage. I've come all the way here and they've not even had the decency to come and speak to us, because you know why? They're absolute cowards. They will only abuse vulnerable people. But bring the crowd out. They're too scared to come out. Greater Manchester Police, this is a promise from me. There's bigger and better things coming in store for you. I will get this to this. I'm going to save
Everyone listening, the lady that's just been speaking was raped by these police, and they've covered it up. There's 2 hours of missing footage, and they've tried to section it 3 times, and it's just naughty. None of even the police officers have come out to say anything.
It's very, very difficult for victims to bring forward. Like I said, one spoke to a I've been there myself. So there's a lot more of us that have been failed by Greater Manchester.
Yeah, it's this police station as well, guys. And they've closed all the windows when the people were shouting. No one's came out. Obviously, they'd come out, wouldn't they? 2 hours of missing footage, and they won't give it to give a closure. It's disgusting.
Any influencer that's got the balls to cover my case A to Z, A to Z, no holds barred, I will show you my data. Nobody can dispute it. The thing is, I've got Andy Burnham, the Mayor of Police and Crimes Commissioner, on record lying. I've got Dame Vera Baird on record lying.
Yeah, it's Pendleton Police Station. That's where we are now, and next year we'll be doing loads more protests to show awareness, because no one's safe, especially when professional criminals are fucking raping our women.
They do it in the street and then investigate.
They will be publishing a report in the coming months or the coming weeks. They will say, we have thoroughly investigated Miss Iman's claim and we have found that officers have done no wrong. You're hearing it from me. Don't go for the PR bullshit. They are covering up. They are not investigating a single area of my case that goes on and I'm saying.
Talk about criminality.
Yeah, so, but like I said, right, if my case gets covered up, which is gonna, they are gonna whitewash it. Over 44 months later, sex offenders are still serving. If it's happened to me, it could happen to you. They've refused to answer the door. They're probably too busy refusing to read right now. Could you imagine coming to a station like this, or this very station, looking for a loved one?
Why hasn't no one come out?
You can't get through to them. They could be doing anything. And like I said, Sky News are aware of this. I've got the recording for it because every interview I do, I get a friend to record the full version. So I've got this on record. I was supposed to be a death in custody. I am so lucky to be stood here talking to you lot. And this is the reason I will not let this go. There's grown-ass men that have not made it out of custody in the police. I did. And I can see that as a lesson. I feel like I have to do this.
The lady's name is Zaina Iman. Her story's out there. It's all on YouTube. It's all over the place. They really are. They're trying to cover it up. The IOPC, the police.
The hospital reported that I was drugged and sexually assaulted. Not me, the hospital. I've dodged every bullet these people have thrown on me and I fought them single-handedly because there was nobody there to back me and back me in my corner. And the whole purpose of today was to just show the victim, if I can do it, you can do it. And if you ever need to reach out and if you ever need anybody support and you want to speak out, get in touch with me. Get in touch with me. I've made enough connections now to help more people. That's what today was about. I give 12 other people a platform today. 12 other people a platform today. Okay? I know there's going to be people watching this that have been abused themselves. Don't suffer in silence. When you stay silent, the only person it benefits is the abuser. They say to you, don't speak out, it will prejudice the investigation. Well, guess what? It's already prejudiced because you're covering up for Great Manchester.
You're going to help a lot of women find a voice as well. Come forward, people.
Point in as well, if somebody was drugged and raped on the street, the police would be going knocking on everybody's doors, getting CCTV footage, ring doorbell. They would be going ruthless. So why is it not happening in this police station? Why are they not going ruthless on their officers when they do it on the outside? That is not impartial, is it?
You can't get sex offenders investigating sex offences, and unfortunately that station is very murky. Now I've been stood outside this station for the best part of 3 hours, maybe more. I've called them sex offenders, I've called them dickheads. They've not come out. Why? Because they know I'm telling the truth. Because if I was making false allegations, guess what?
You'd get arrested.
No, I'd get arrested and they'd have to show the footage to show that I was lying. They know I'm not lying. Greater Manchester Police are actively protecting sex offenders. You have got sex offenders serving for Greater Manchester Police 44 months later and counting. If it happened to me, it could happen to you. I'm almost 40 years of age. I'm an average looking girl. This police station, this custody suite is not far from a university. Young students, right, on a Friday, Saturday night. How many have they abused in here? 1984, Jackie Berkeley's, 2021, Zaina Iman. In both cases, not a single officer was held to account. All officers got to keep their job. And can I just say, Wendell, you might want to switch off because you don't allow me to say it. But can I say a couple of names which I think are important, just to safeguard people? And everything that I'm saying here, I've got the data to back it up. I've got the data to back it up, so it's not slander and it's not libel.
Can I just say one thing? If you're calling the wrong names, then them people can actually have you arrested for slander. Do it. So if they want to have you arrested for slander, they're going to have to bring out the truth, aren't they?
Yeah, but but the thing is, right, everything that I'm saying, apart from the rape element, because they've got the footage, I've got the data for. So, the officer that raped this girl is called Anthony Rubens. Anthony Rubens has been working for Greater Manchester Police for 45 years. He's currently working as a civilian officer, and I know this because Greater Manchester Police assigned an alleged sex offender to investigate sex offences. Anthony Rubens court accused, the woman accused of pinning Jackie Berkeley down. Karen Askew currently works for the ICO. Yeah, so if you've got alleged sex offenders working for places like the ICO who are meant to hold Greater Manchester Police and other forces accountable for data breaches, what chance do you have? In May 2022, Anthony Rubens, the alleged rapist for Jackie Berkeley, was assigned to my case. In June 2022, the ICO said that my footage was exempt from disclosure, right? Come on. Like, there were 5 officers that were dispatched to my property for a check on welfare. 4 male officers and a female officer. I'm gonna say this, I'm not making any allegations, but use your brain cells. 4 officers, one of the officers was dispatched from this very station. One of the officers was dispatched from this station because he was trained to break in. His name is Police Sergeant Christopher Edgerton, badge number 14323. I would like Greater Manchester Police to explain to me why they provided me with a false identity for this officer. I would also like Dame Vera Baird to tell me why she told me this officer did not return to the station. Turns out he was on shift. Guess what? Guess what? The IOPC will not investigate. Why? Right.
They're part of the problem.
Right. So, and then the Assistant Chief Constable, Colin McFarlane, saying that I wasn't strip searched. The strip search was done under a different legislation and for welfare reasons. Turns out I was strip searched, there was no other legislation and there were no welfare grounds. The Deputy Chief Constable, Terry Woods, has gone publicly and said GMP have not deliberately withheld my footage. Why do you think I'm stood here? I'm fighting for me fucking footage. If you've got nothing to hide, give me my footage. That's all I've got to say.
Did you actually know that
Well done, Shayna.
in 1993 was actually on the sex offenders register, and he actually held your case for investigation?
This is the police station, so we've shouted up at them and none of them have come out. We've closed the windows. It's absolutely disgusting what they're doing. Paid criminals. Pendleton Police Station, Manchester. More people need to speak out and hold them accountable. Stop them from protecting one another.
With the data, with the evidence, I'm going to make another request.
Appreciate it. Good to see you, my brother. Yeah, I'll let you know the data next year. Yeah.
Come and sit with me for a day or two, go through my data and make a no-holds-barred documentary. By all means, you could be safe. It's already happened to me. Yeah, I can't change that. I can change it for other people. Thank you.
Yeah, it's train station now.
Live and direct from outside police station, and just to let you know, tomorrow we will be at Speaker's Corner from 1 till 4 p.m. So we're at Speaker's Corner from 1 till 4 p.m. on Monday.
Hold them accountable. We do a TikTok on a Sunday called The Mass Truth. So if anyone wants to come on and share the stories, get your voices heard.
Reach their verdict. So on Monday, Wendell Dale from
Nice to meet you. I've got your number. Yeah, I'll call you.
in the public gallery, where the judge will give the jury directions and they will retire to reach a decision.
The Mass Truth.
Chris Cabba murder.
Add The Mass Truth on here on TikTok now, and every Sunday we do it. We also do it a trauma one on a Thursday, so just like healing techniques for the trauma that these bastards cause.
But after a decision is reached, all hell's going to break loose, because you're going to get my opinions, and it is highly likely that I will be engaging with a young lady by the name of Tammy from forefront in Colindale, and Temi has been supporting the family of Chris Cabba from day one, and I'll be interviewing her. And it is also highly likely,
Will you send me a message,
regardless of the outcome of the case, that I will be engaging with Chris Cabba's mum and dad after the case
The stories that you'll hear from us,
been
mate.
decided.
Next
So
level.
on Monday I'll be back at the Old Bailey for the decision. I rephrase that, I'll be back on Monday at the Old Bailey when the judge gives the jury directions in regards to the Chris Cabba case, and then they will retire to reach their verdict. Unfortunately, I will not be able to live stream from outside the Old Bailey Tuesday onwards because I'm booked to do private events Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so it is highly likely a decision will be reached in the Chris Cabba murder case Tuesday onwards. Unfortunately, I will not be there, but trust me, I know what goes on, and I will not be discussing certain things, but I can assure you, after a decision is reached, you're going to hear opinions from those who have been in the court, but there's certain evidence that cannot be disclosed because it is covered by contempt of court order. So all I can say, thank you very much for watching when Denford Street Night live stream. We are in Manchester. We're going back to London now, get some rice and peas.
Right, people, I'm going to end this live. The Masked Truth, everyone had them, and if you just want to come on and share your stories with the police or social workers or family court, basically all the professionals, just please come on, share your story. We're doing protests next year. We'll be in Liverpool, Manchester, Sunderland. Hopefully by the end of the year we'll be doing a big parade in London and get the message out for the corruption within these organisations that are supposed to protect us. Thanks everyone.
He's taking the piss though, isn't it? Waiting nearly 4 weeks for a fucking order. Well, it'll be 4 weeks next week.